Happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of Murders, Mysteries, and More. My name's Kaylee.
My name's Desi.
Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell next to the subscribe button to turn on post notifications. Before we get into this case, we always encourage those who have useful information to any unsolved case to please report to your local police and sheriff department.
A room. What is it? How is it? And why is it? How can a room, a box, be something so rich and mysterious? Well, the Nazis and Russians know the answer to that question, like other things as well. Today we will be discussing the mystery of the Amber Room.
So the first idea of the Amber Room came to fruition by Fredrick III in 1688. So during this period, Frederick commissioned 3 large mirror frames that were made from natural color and dyed amber with ivory accents. These measured 142 by 120 centimeters, and each frame was roughly about 13 centimeters wide. The Amber Room, constructed in the 18th century in Prussia, so it was a piece of art with extraordinary architectural features. Features that included gliding, or gilding.
It's okay, I
Gliding.
made the same mistake when I read it. I was like, huh?
So gilding is a technique used to apply a thin coat of gold over solid surfaces. Carvings, there was 990 pounds of amber panels, gold leaves, gemstones, and mirrors. And these were all highlighted with candle lights, and they were made to complete the beautiful piece. And the design features of the room included statues of angels and children. The Amber Room was originally intended for the Charlottenburg Place in Berlin, Prussia. Instead, it was installed at the Berlin City Palace, where it only stretched to be about 172 square feet. It was designed by German sculptor Andreas Schluter and Danish craftsman Godfred Wolfermann until 1707, and then it was passed on to Gottfried Thoreau and Ernest Schat. It took 13 years to complete the entire piece, and it remained in Berlin until 1760 when Frederick William, the first Prussian king, gave it to Tsar Peter the Great, Russian ruler. And Tsar originally had the piece installed in the Winter Palace in St. Petersburg, but then it was moved to the Catherine Palace. And after several more renovations done by Italian architect Francisco Bartolomeo Rastrelli, the piece covered more than 590 square feet and contained over 13,000 pounds of amber.
Now, for those who don't know, which unfortunately is a lot of us, including me, amber is basically fossilized tree resin that is about 44 million years old. So it's a lot, like, it's super old, about as old as, like,
Dinosaur.
dinosaurs, basically. Yeah. Up to 90% of the world's supply is actually mined along the Baltic Sea, and for over 1,000 years, the resin had flowed from coniferous trees and settled on the forest floor in Eastern Europe. Then, of course, as the Earth's plates moved and ice sheets formed and melted, the area became flooded and the Baltic Sea formed. From early times, bits and pieces of amber were torn from the seafloor and washed ashore. It has been found most often on the east coast of the Baltic Sea from Danzig in Germany to Estonia. Eventually, though, the amber trade grew and mining operations were developed to mine this type of stuff. And most of it was picked by slaves in the employment of the Teutonic Knights. And by the 13th century, the Knights controlled the trade of amber. However, though, in the 16th century, the Teutonic Knights renounced their Catholicism. They ended up becoming Lutherans, and they ended up forming the Teutonic Order of Prussia, which is how the King of Prussia came to be in power of the amber. Frederick's second wife, Sophie Charlotte, invested most of her time and effort in artistic pursuits, which is where the idea of the Amber Room comes in, which is very interesting.
In 1743, Empress Elizabeth, successor to Tsar Peter, she had the Amber Room transferred to the new winter place on River ne- Nevia.
Neva.
Neva.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted to say
It's
Nevia.
okay.
This was done by Italian sculptor Alessandro Martelli, who miraculously solved the puzzle of assembling the chamber as a whole. Unfortunately for him, Elizabeth wasn't satisfied and had the room moved 3 more times, with additional mirrors and amber mirror frames added. In 1755, Zarsko Selo for her favorite niece, Catherine. Catherine, who actually came from the Amber region on the Baltic Sea, ascended the throne herself in 1767. She became known to the people as Catherine the Great. Catherine added another 900 pounds of amber to the room, replacing sections with large windows. She also commissioned 4 stone mosaics corresponding to the senses of sight, taste, touch, and hearing in the Amber Room.
Now, shortly after the beginning of the German invasion of the Soviet Union in World War II, the curators tried to disassemble and remove the Amber Room. However, because the amber had dried out and became brittle over the years, it made it super impossible to remove the room. So, what did they do exactly? Well, they decided to hide it behind such mundane wallpaper to keep the Germans from seizing it. Sadly for them, their trick failed, and the German soldiers saw completely right through it. They disassembled the Amber Room within 36 hours under supervision, and then the Amber Room was then moved to Konigsberg Castle, which is known as Kaliningrad, Russia, as of today. Early 1944, the Amber Room was disassembled and created for storage in the castle basement, and Konigsberg Castle was actually destroyed by Allied bombers in August 1944, ending the documentation of the room right in its tracks.
So, 1979, the decision was made to create the reconstructed version of the Amber Room at the Catherine Palace in Pushkin. 1997, a piece of the original room was found in the hands of a soldier who helped pack the Amber Room at Konigsberg. He had kept the fill and touch parts of the mosaic stone sets. 1998, 2 separate teams also claimed to have found the Amber Room, one in the German silver mine and the other in the lake of Lithuania. Lithuania.
Lithuania?
Lith- Lithuania.
Rip, it's okay. It's
But
okay.
neither team produced the rooms themselves. Using the mosaic stones and the other pieces donated by Germany, the Amber Room was completed once again and inaugurated in 2003. A mini model of the room was also constructed and is on display at Kleinmatch now, Germany.
It's a lot of big words.
As recently as 2008, another alleged discovery of the Amber Room was announced. Radar scans were reported to have detected a large amount of metal believed to be too dense in an abandoned copper mine in Dusseldorf. When I seen that, I was thinking Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Uh-oh, your camera.
When I heard that, I was thinking, what? When I heard that, I was thinking, Dr.
You said
Doofenshmirtz.
douche. It's Deutsch. Deutsch New Dwarf.
Deutsch New Dorf. Okay. Radar scans were reported to have detected a large amount of metal believed to be too dense in an abandoned copper mine in Deutsch New Dorf, Saxony. Yay!
Bro,
I said it.
there's so many big ass words. I'm
But I was
sorry.
thinking of, from,
Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
yeah, from, shit, what's that show?
Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and
Phineas and Ferb.
That's okay. I get it. It happens. Oh my god. There are many interesting theories as to what actually happened to the Amber Room, but today we're only going to cover a few because there is so many that are speculated at this point. But the first theory is being that the Amber Room lies with other Nazi plundered treasure at the bottom of Lake Toplitz in the Austrian Alps. Senior German officers were actually known to have retreated as the Allies advanced through Germany in World War II, but it has been claimed that these officers transported large boxes by truck and horse-drawn carriages to the edge of the lake, where it's presumed that they sunk the treasures in there, which is kind of crazy that they would do that, but hey, I guess
I
they
mean,
were.
hey, pirates sunk their treasure.
Yeah, I think they were just kind of in a fight or flight risk, type of mentality, so whatever. Although it's never been confirmed, and it, of course, won't be confirmed as there is no one left alive to even confirm this because everyone from that time period is dead. Like, they're dead, gone, or they just don't want to talk. So, you know.
And then theory numero 2 is that the Amber Room was hidden 2,000 feet below ground in a salt mine near Göttingen, Germany. The mine has since flooded, and supporting this theory is a coded message sent to Berlin in January of 1945. It reads, quote, Amber Room operation completed, objects stored in BSHW.V. This message may refer to the B shaft of a mine. Shaft.
A shaft.
Near, yeah, like
A
the Shaft
shaft.
and Lethal Company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Near Göttingen, known as Whitkind Volprehausen.
Yes.
Strange.
Strange like the fucking name. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The third theory, perhaps the most accepted theory, is that the Amber Room was actually destroyed in a fire. And they theorize this because they know that Konigsberg Castle was bombed in 1944 and then invaded in 1945. At that time, the castle was burned to the ground, but nobody ever confirmed seeing the Amber Room. Despite extensive searches and investigations of the Konigsberg Castle site, no evidence of the room was found, not even like ashes or remnants of the room. So,
Yeah, you would think with all that amber,
you would
there'd be
think.
something.
Yeah, that shit's probably highly flammable, and you would think there'd be some evidence left. Or even, like, it being slightly preserved, but no. There's nothing.
Maybe the aliens took it.
That or a really smart German who hid it away for the rest of their lives, probably.
To the Reddit comments. So this is by SZYGER. What really happened to the Amber Room? And they said, I've seen many speculations in the past, including sank in the Baltic, moved to Germany, Russia, taken apart. It got destroyed in the German invasion. It kept as a secret by some ex-Nazis who ran away to Brazil after the war.
Yeah. Deleted says, as far as I know, it's still missing. If I remember correctly, they still think there are hidden Nazi treasures somewhere in secret vaults. My theory, though, is that many of the pieces are either now dusting away in some veteran's basement and some heirs will be very happy, or were destroyed by the Nazis to prevent the others from having them, which is very possible because Nazis are very selfish.
Flint Max, that's $1 million question. It is.
It is.
If you know the answer,
Yeah.
post it in the comments.
Yeah.
I think if anyone knew where it was, we know by now. So either it was destroyed or hidden before the owner died.
Probably. All of the above. Anything's
Yeah.
possible. Yeah. TNick771, I can't find a source explaining what it is. Quick summary, what it was, and what the story is here. Well, Google that shit.
Yep.
Yep. I didn't notice there was that many comments.
Okay, on to the next
On
post.
to the next post by Gil Beats, Amber Room, and they have a picture which we'll also post as well.
Very shiny.
It's very shiny, very nice. I like the aesthetic look of it. It's pretty. Deleted. I still don't understand how something so glorious, so glamorous and gigantic just ends up missing. I mean, I know that Nazi Germany looted it and reconstructed it, but they can't even find it. Oh, and another thing, over 10,000 pounds of amber. This could have been a gold mine for John Hammond. Yeah, there's a lot of like amber to go missing.
It is.
Yeah, that was a lot of money. Like amber, it was worth like I think it's like 40, 50, somewhere up in like the
It's worth a lot.
it's a lot of money, almost worth billions, I think at this point is what I've read.
It's
So,
also one of the rarest eye colors.
yeah, amber is like super like sought for and it's pretty rare nowadays.
And then oranges are nice. Goddamn Nazis.
Goddamn Nazis. Tall Texas tail. I wish someone could find the actual room. Well, it's gone.
Deleted. My name is Amber. Is it my room?
Amber's room has got it going on. Oh my god. Uh,
Okay.
Gadriel's sword? Question mark. I thought the Amber Room was destroyed in World War II. Well, buddy, they reconstructed it. Sorry.
On to the last post by Amos Sagu 26. Today I learned the Amber Room was a priceless piece of work of art with over 6 tons of amber. It was once considered the eighth wonder of the world. The entire room went missing during World War II.
Sure did.
Mike Judge Dredd. The reconstruction of the Amber Room is still an incredible thing to see. When the sun comes through the windows, it's like being in a glass of cognac. And it's fully equipped with old ladies who will yell at you if you try to take a picture.
Damn.
Them
Okay.
damn Karens.
Them damn Karens. Underscore TX, there are scores, if not hundreds, of eighth wonder of the worlds. Salazar responds, but number 9 will shock you. And the actual OP of this post says, ooh, I wonder what number 9 is. Oh, it's a page of ads flying around the screen.
Neo Mega RUMK2. And that room had some significance for a plot in the series of White Collar.
Interesting.
Deleted. The people over at Jurassic Park had nothing to say about this.
Deleted. When they found out the room was missing, did they send out an Amber Alert? Get it? Get it?
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Senator, has anyone looked in the British Museum's basement? Also.
Probably not. Decabit. Amber is the color of your energy. The thief knew this. That's crazy.
Doll beers. It's in the van along with our gold.
Gold.
What? Flow precious hamburgers?
What?
Question mark.
Question mark. Space potato Phobos. If I recall, the most likely theory is that it was destroyed in a fire caused by a Russian bomb. Whoopsies!
Whoops. Deleted. Switzerland stalled right before they became neutral.
Oh shit, you might be right.
Yep.
What a shame! What a shame that the original Amber Room disappeared after a certain time period. Super cool of them to replicate it though, although I'm sure it cost them lots of money. Hopefully one day when our technology is far more advanced, they can find evidence of where it went, or maybe they can resurrect a dead person and ask them instead, aka we all have magical powers in the future and I'll never get to experience it because I'll be dead. Unless they resurrect
Yeah,
me.
if you're a wizard, no, if you're a cleric in D&D, you can resurrect people.
Or if you just are like Spider-Man and have magical powers coming out of your fingers.
Yep.
You could do that too.
Spidey senses.
All I have to say is resurrect me, please. Just for one day. Don't resurrect me for life. Just a day. That's all I ask for. Thank you for listening to another episode of Murder Mysteries and More. Tune in next week for another exciting video. You better be on the lookout for that room, though. It can bring great fortune to you and your family, or not. Haha. Haha.